Hey everybody, welcome to the first video. My name is Shy1K. Sit back, relax, grab an iced tea, try not to spill the iced tea. Let's jump right in the video. Today I have an embarrassing story to share with you guys. This was a big moment in my life and it really made me the person I am today. Stick around to the end to see what I'm talking about. So it all goes back to when I lived with my parents and we would go camping in Indiana. Since I'm black, we do camping a little bit different than most people. I don't really know. Leave a comment down below if you think I actually am camping or I'm not camping. But we had a trailer, and inside that trailer, it pretty much had everything you need. It had a bedroom, it had a kitchen, it had a living room that had a TV in it. But I know you guys are going to be like, but Shy, that's not even camping. The reason I say it's camping is because you have to purchase these lots and you have to stay at the lot and you pitch your tent up. But instead of pitching a tent, we pitched our camper. On the way to the campground, we pass a Denny's and we eat there sometimes. If you don't know what Denny's is, it's pretty much an average diner and it's like one step above the Waffle House. My parents decided to eat there today. When I walked in, I knew something was going to go down because every time I go to Denny, something goes down. Whether it be the food I'm eating, or the server being super rude to me, or not getting the food on time. This time it was just a little bit different, a little bit more personal. This Denny's was a little bit more crowded than usual. We were lucky enough to get a table next to the window, but there were people at the other tables around us. The table was facing sideways, and I was sitting on the right end, so it was easy to get in and out. And people could see me, and I could see them. There was another family in the booth to the right of us, and it was facing us, so you could see each other pretty clearly. You know when you want to stare off because you want to just daze off, but you accidentally look at someone else and then they accidentally look at you and you're like, oh, my bad, I didn't mean to look at you. And then they're like, stop looking at me. And you're like, I'm going to stop looking at you. And then you turn back to whatever you were doing. And then you do the same exact thing like 2 minutes later. That happened to me. And it was super embarrassing. But this happened for about like 5 minutes or so. It was a white family, by the way. It was just a little awkward. Not that if it was any other colored family, it wouldn't have been awkward. It would have just been the same as awkward. But sitting at the table was a boy who was about 10 or 11. He was sitting next to his dad and was facing me on his side of the table. Luckily, our server came and broke that weird cycle of looking at each other we were going through. She asked us what we all wanted to order. And I tend to always get the same thing, a meat lover skillet. It comes with country fried potatoes, peppers, bacon, sausage, ham with an egg on top and toast on the side. Man, it makes me hungry just saying it. My dad usually gets the same thing as me and he chops his up into little pieces and it tastes really good. So if you guys have your iced tea, get ready to spill it because this is about to be the funniest part of the whole story. The server brings our food out, and my dad begins to chop his own food. And I'm just sitting there because normally I wait for my dad to chop my food. And so my dad asked me, he's like, Brandon, do you want me to chop your food? And I'm about 14 or 15 at this time. And I'm like, yes, please. My dad begins to chop my food. And then I hear this giggling on my right side, like a heh. And I was like, that was strange. So then I look over at the 10-year-old boy and he's talking to his dad and he's like, hey dad, look, this older kid has his dad chop up his food for him. And then he starts laughing at me and I'm like so embarrassed, so frustrated because I'm like 15 years old and I still have my parents chop my own food for me. It's so embarrassing. I promise you, if this kid never laughed at me, I would have been like 18 and my parents were still chopping up my own food when we went out to eat. And I would have never grown up. So this little kid has no idea about how much of an impact he had on my life. I just think it's so funny. But that was the day I became a man and I learned how to chop my own food. The moral of the story is you should always chop up your own food, no matter how old you are, even if you're a toddler, because you don't want anyone to laugh at you that is a lower age than you. I know it's cruel, but we gotta start them young, because I didn't learn until I was about 15. Thanks guys for watching the video. This is a really intense 2K match. It goes up to about 30 points, I think. I hope you guys like it. I'll leave some music in the background, but leave a like if you guys like the video. I hope to see you guys next time.